So I was having a midlife crisis a couple of years ago, and I wanted to see if I could be a teacher. So I used all my connections, and I got a job working for 3 weeks in Queens, New York at this Young Women's Leadership School with a program called Girls Who Code. So Girls Who Code wants to teach young women that they can work in the technology field, and they have this beautiful flagship program where Sheryl Sandberg, the CEO of Facebook, comes by. It's in a beautiful office in Midtown. This was not the program. This was an unair-conditioned high school with about 3 fans running, and on my very first day, I was never good around teenage girls in high school, and around 12 teenage girls that, like, literally some girl tweeted that day, "Oh my God, kill me," and like a picture of me. And it set off all kinds of alarms on the headquarters because they used the hashtag, and we had to talk to her and convince her to delete the tweet, and she did. But the reason why I was there was because I wanted to teach, and I realized pretty quickly I really had no idea what to teach. So the very first day, somehow I got through the first day, even though the projector was completely obscured and they couldn't hear anything over the 3 box fans that we had. And the second day I kind of got through, and the third day, I'm like, I think the reason why the girls didn't leave was because their teacher was one of those forces in nature. She was actually recognized by President Obama like 2 or 3 years ago because she was so innovative. She created a program to teach the language requirement and game development at the same time by teaching in Spanish, which is genius, because it fits all the New York City public school requirements, and the principal was cool with that. But that was the reason why they're there. But on the 4th day, they kind of were there. But on the 5th day, I had a breakthrough, because I kind of scrapped all the lesson plans I was doing, and I had an idea. We were using this thing called Khan Academy, and I had an idea. Why don't the World Cup was going on, so why don't they build something soccer related? So this was the first time they had like creativity where they could do anything. Some girls built soccer goals, they drew the soccer goal from like the perspective of the bird's eye. And this was actually the first time I made a connection with the girls after 4.5 days of just like, why are they still here, or why? And the thing when you're teaching a large group, like, you have to go around in a U, and like by the time you get to the end of the U, like, everyone's gossiping or on Facebook. So it was kind of like I was running around in circles to demonstrate this programming concept called loops. I think they kind of got it, but I got really tired. And finally, I survived, and the teacher told me after the class, so in the final week, the teacher's like, a lot of the people, when they come through and they tell us stuff, and it kind of goes away, but I think you actually taught something that they'll be able to remember. And as a final coup d'etat, we got a trip through one of the connections that the teacher had, and we went to this place, and you won't believe where we went next. BuzzFeed. So BuzzFeed is actually a cool place for all those listicles. It was amazing. They had free candy machines. They had, and they actually had a very famous visitor. Let me see if I can do the impression. All right. No one, none of you. They had Grumpy Cat visit, not when I was there, but a very famous visitor previously. So Grumpy Cat actually visited. I was not Grumpy Cat. But at BuzzFeed, they were able to find out, like, there's women working in technology at all levels, from like rocket science down to like maybe assistant rocket scientist, down to technician, maybe down to intern, and they were able to see all that I would not ever be able to teach them, like, in a classroom with 3 box fans, 85 degrees, everyone's sweating, no one wants to be there. And there's this movie called Dirty Dancing, and it's not my metaphor. There's a guy named Seymour Pitford. He says, Dirty Dancing is the best movie about teaching someone that's ever been made, in his opinion. He passed away, and despite the fact that the student sleeps with the teacher, the reason why Dirty Dancing is the best is because Baby, you remember Baby? Yeah. There's a scene, she's like on the log, she's dancing, she's doing all this. The reason why Dirty Dancing is the best movie or story about teachers is because she changes her identity. She realizes that she can be something else. She's not this, wherever school, Northern New Jersey school she was from, I don't remember exactly, but she changes her identity and she becomes a dancer. And a lot of the girls there, maybe this isn't the time they'll become a programmer, but they start to change their identity. And I know for a fact that I changed my identity to not being a teacher.